Grant me the
Fire's
strength
attention!
to
Pierce
march
this
on!
land!
Okay, here I go. I've been hit with something.
So even a masochist has his limits. No feeling so
That's
great.
wielding art?
No
Now
further!
I've seen everything! Here, let me help. This one's mine!
Got fire.
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it! This is
All yours.
They smite with...
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Oh, violent darting ray!
Benediction
Come on
light.
now!
Dragon
Lunar
Swarm. Thanks.
Dance in the wind!
Explosive
Feel
ring.
from calamity.
I'll fix you up!
Barrier.
Raging Recover!
Dragon Swarm. Try this.
Do it! Not much longer to go.
Come on. One final push.
Let's see this together, Alpha. Magic is there! Seal!
Dragon Swarm.
Your blade moves like silk. I just let my instincts take over. How fascinating.
As impressive as always.
Here I hoped I was improved.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever. I've never seen Theon actually look flustered.
Dragon Swarm.
Dance in
Try
the
this.
healing circle! In here!
Explosive ring.
Resonate with the earth.
Dragon Swarm.
On your...
Holy land! Too much to handle? Here goes! Lunar blood! I never miss!
Dragon Swarm.
Not on my watch!
Now you see what I can do?
Leave the enemy's art to me!
Look sharp.
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Real
Dragon. More sizzle.
Keep calm and take them down!
Swarm.
Do it!
We did it.
More
resonate with the earth!
Night. Burn.
Lunar blast!
Rending you
Dragon
apart!
Swarm.
I'm ready!
More.
I can't imagine what we do without you now. Who, me? That's a little much, don't you think? I'm serious. You're a lifesaver.
Dragon Swarm.
I'll blind you with a shot! Elusive
Explosive ring.
I'm ready!
Spear. Piercy, this ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alvin.
It's time to end this battle.
I'm right beside you.
Explosive.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Illuminate the dark!
Bloody
I never miss!
Dragon Swarm.
Holy land! Lunar corruption!
Explosive ring.
Now!
Remote.
Astral energy!
Say no more. More.
Benediction.
Illuminate the dark!
No! Armor won't save you!
Holy land! By the power of
Burn in hell.
On your knees!
Sword Rain
Can't
Alpha.
get out of this!
Tear. Stardust.
Breath of life!
Soaring Light
Be my
Spear.
weary companion!
Snap!
Remote.
Astral energy!
Say no more. Got it.
Well done! Not my watch! I'm all stuffed up!
Elusive
Radiant
beam.
annihilation!
Eagle Ray!
Power of
Soaring
flame!
Light Spear.
Finish without a
Hurricane
trace!
Thrust.
Chinese supernova!
Resonate with the
Raging
earth.
cascade!
Stalagmite!
Seal!
On your
Out of fury! Burning strike!
Dragon Swarm.
All
Try
that's in the
this.
sky is mine! Come forth and
Bloody
heal
ring.
our purity! This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm. More.
Take this! You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both. This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm.
Power of flame!
Explosive ring.
Lightning condensed! If it's in the sky, it's mine! I can do this all day!
You picked the wrong fight.
How arts are being interrupted!
Flame of fury!
Try this.
Glacial spear!
Explosive ring.
I never miss!
Elusive
Don't mind
beam!
if I do!
Dragon, the flame
Take
inside me yearns to be let free.
I'll heal you all!
I'm ready!
Orb!
Kisara, Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Here's a healing dart! Let the marksman handle this! I can't hold on much longer!
They smite with blackened blade!
Dragon Swarm.
Holy Ray Blazer!
Explosive ring.
Here, let me help!
On your knees!
Dragon Swarm. Try this.
Another incantation ruined!
Explosive ring.
Thunder
Dragon Swarm. Try
Negative
this.
gate!
On
Explosive ring.
Vanish without a trace!
So I still had room to grow.
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
Yourself. This one's tough.
March on.
I can't heal you forever! March requires complete focus!
Be careful, everyone. This one isn't normal.
Here's another!
This one keeps charging us.
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
The Zoogles here are putting up a real fight. That just goes to show how important this place is.
Or perhaps they simply thrived freely here under such harsh conditions.
I don't give a damn why they're here. We'll burn it all to the ground.
The astral energy here is so dense. It's like trying to walk through water.
I know the Great Spirit's will is in the center of Rena, but with the world in this state, the entire planet has become its body, right? So doesn't that mean we're already inside it?
I would say that is horrifyingly correct. After all, the further we climb, the denser the astral energy becomes.
What's the matter, Rinwell? Are you not feeling all right?
No, it's nothing like that. It just feels like the energy here is a little more intense than it was before.
You mean Rena's energy?
Yeah, it's like when I made contact with Dana's will in the wedge. It's almost as though I can understand what Rena's will is thinking.
But Rena's will is supposed to be a lot stronger. Aren't we risking the Great Spirit controlling us if we interact with it directly?
I don't think we have to worry about that. Rena's will is only supposed to control true Renans, like the Helganquil. If we can discern what the Great Spirit is thinking too, we might learn something, a weakness. But just to be safe, let me contact it alone.
Are you insane? Rinwell, you're gonna...
Rinwell!
There was only meant to be one world. And your goal is to make them one. Is this fear? What just happened?
Are you all right? Rinwell? Rinwell, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I think.
What were you thinking? You could have gotten yourself killed!
He's right. You had us all terrified, Rinwell.
I'm sorry. I really am. But I know now. I know how the Great Spirit thinks. I know what it wants. How it feels. Rena's Great Spirit wants to complete the world.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying it's trying to make something?
Yes, exactly. Originally, Dana and Rena were meant to be one world. But that never happened. They've stayed separated, and the Great Spirit wants to finish the process.
What do you mean, one world? How is that even possible?
I don't know, but its will is clear. That's what the Great Spirit is trying to accomplish. The only problem is that since Rena's energy isn't evenly spread like Dana's, it seems like it'll vanish before that happens naturally.
So it's trying to absorb Dana while it still can, so that it can force the two planets to unite. Is that what you're saying?
The Great Spirit is scared. But it's not scared the way a rational person would be. It's more raw and undiluted. Like just pure fear.
Like an animal, acting out of instinct. Although admittedly, an animal would be easier to communicate with. At the very least, I have my doubts that it recognizes us as sentient beings with a reason for coming here. Earth, water, fire, and wind energy exist in both worlds, but only darkness and light can be found within Rena and Dana, respectively. The Renis Alma, as far as we know, the only host capable of harvesting the astral energy, is composed of all six. Knowing all that, Rinwell's findings do sound plausible.
That sounds a lot like Shion's thorns, doesn't it? The whole reason the Great Spirit is trying to unite Dana and Rena into one world is in order to save itself. And if her thorns are part of the Great Spirit, then they must also be trying to save themselves?
Alphen, what is it?
We thought the only way to free your thorns was for you to die. Yet despite that, they seem to be doing everything in their power to stop that from happening to you. Something wasn't adding up. But then I just realized something. If the Great Spirit doesn't want to die, then neither would your thorns. Those same emotions, that fear, that determination, and its energy must have been the same thing that was keeping you alive. You were its vessel.
In that case, is that why her thorns caused so much pain to anyone who touched her? Because they were trying to protect themselves?
If that's all true, then... well, it's more than a little ironic.
The Great Spirit merely expresses its desires. I imagine it was the Helganquil who were likely tasked with putting together and implementing an actual plan.
Shion.
I'm okay. We need to hurry and clean this mess up before it gets out of hand.
Still, even if the current state of the world is wrong like you said, does that really make everything okay?
If the world had been whole from the start, as it should have been, there'd be no Dana and no Rena, no masters or slaves, no lords, no crown contest, maybe just peace.